Good morning, YouTube. Right, a big weekend lies ahead. Some interesting stuff to talk about. Just to touch on the Patreon service, I have been quite enough as of late, but I did put out some selections yesterday. Then Doncaster was abandoned, but I did tip up a horse each way that finished third at 14-1, getting the placed. I also had a point win on a horse last night that stayed on well, Barney McCrew, but finished third as well. No real joy there, but yeah, real good start to the last couple of weeks back, or whatever it is, 10 days. Some really nice winners, and you know, 2 10-1 winners, an 8-1 winner, 7-4, 6-4, and a 14-1 placed yesterday, and unlucky with a 5-1 shot that was just touched off. I have 3 gone out on the service today, so if you want to check that out, link is below. And I do have some cracking bets for the weekend. And also, lads, keep an eye on the reels I'm posting here, the shorts as they call them on YouTube, where I do discuss my Cheltenham Festival bets. If you want to get the service bets, there'll be a link in the description. Right, 3 gone out today, 7-1, 15-8, and 5-4. I do think the 3 of them are live runners. Right, to touch on the weekend, we have Sir Gino taking on the big boys, or the older boys as it's getting now. We have Liberty Hunter, who's a nice horse. We have, suppose the horse Edwardstone is a little bit older now, he's 11, so maybe it is the right time to be taking on him. But Matata's coming in off a good run, and there is some other horses in the race. You know, like the Tizard horse, who's a nice horse as well. So it's not going to be plain sailing for Sir Gino, and if it is plain sailing for him, well, then it's going to be extremely hard to beat in the Arkle. If he wins this, he'll go odds on. But I was going to say to people, if anyone is a Madgeborough fan, I thought Madgeborough was very impressive in Leopardstown. There's a lot made about his jumping. He's a very good jumper. He ran a little green in front. He made some green mistakes. I think he was looking past his fences and not at his fences, which can happen in Leopardstown, as it is quite a stary track. But I will say he was very impressive through the line. So what I'll say is, it's not a gimme. It's by no means a handover to Sir Gino. So if something did go wrong with Sir Gino, and he did make a little green mistake and it cost him winning, I do think Madgeborough will go favourite if Sir Gino gets beat. However, if Sir Gino runs away with it, well, then Madgeborough, it's unlikely he can beat him anyway, and he'll probably be odds on to win the Arkle. But I do feel like it's a bold call from Nicky Henderson, this, to take on horses that are in form at the minute. Liberty Hunter's in form, Matata's in form, the Tizard horse been running well. So it's a bold call. If it backfires, Madgeborough will go favourite. So if you are a Madgeborough fan, which I ran a poll on Facebook where there was about 1,000 votes or 1,000 answers, and it was kind of 68% in favour of Sir Gino, but there is a plenty of Madgeborough supporters. So what I was saying is, it mightn't be a bad idea, if you do fancy Madgeborough, to have a little bet on him before Sir Gino runs, because if Sir Gino got turned over, Madgeborough will go favourite. However, if Sir Gino wins, well, then it's unlikely Madgeborough, he'll drift in price, but it's unlikely he'll beat him anyway. So it's just one of those angles. It kind of works for you both ways. If Sir Gino bolts in, Madgeborough will drift out 4-1, probably have no chance of beating him anyway. But if Sir Gino got beat or something happened, now I'm not expecting him to get beat, bar his novice status draws him into making a mistake, where I do think he has the ability to win. I don't think, I think it's only if he does something obviously. And he did hit the first 2 fences in Kempton, or at least brushed the top of them. But that, you know, we understand, he ran over hurdles the time before. He might never touch a twig again. He might be, and Nicky Henderson wouldn't run him in here unless his schooling sessions were brilliant and the horse was working well. But he is taking on older horses. It's an interesting race. I can't wait to see it, regardless of he wins or loses. It's a brave call, and I part of me hopes he comes through with a nice win, but I can see reasons to why it could go wrong as well. Yeah, it's one of those, it's an intriguing little race, just for the experience wise. I do think ability, he has more ability than any of them, but yeah. Anyway, if you want to get the service bets today, 3 gone out, link in the description.